Papuashe. Jordan Su, you tuned in. Julius Deborah is tuned in. Sheikh Bagaya is tuned in. William Asante, I hope you're coming this Christmas. Willie Asante, you're tuned in. So on the 25th, on Christmas Day, the Prophet Dr. Kofi Oduro Tie, the famous Tie, will be at the palace with us to worship God. After all, we all, are here because of God. So we'll sit down in the palace. Children and adult service all done together, and we shall worship God in the palace of Adumasa. And you're all welcome. Both of you who are curious to see the Republic, this may be a chance. Only 2 hours away. Drive towards the Volta Hotel, past the Maritime Hotel, and hey, you'll be heading to the Republic. Come one, come all, let us worship, and after that we'll sit down and break bread. But in the meantime, in between time, you know it. Well, I'm playing this song because, this is one of the songs I used to woo my wife many, many years ago, For what she did today, I thought I'd play this song for her. Dr. Cynthia Tego says, I'm tuned in, and what's for dinner? Sheikh Bagaya, you are becoming a stranger. Arnold Dino Gento, all the way in exhibition in Dansuman. Malik, my son in Adenta. My name is Mike from Ho. Nana, I've been listening to you since November 2013. Mike, I owe you. Next year, I'll be doing dinners with, selected guests, selected listeners, yeah? So I'm sure you should be on the list, man. Thank you so much, Mike, for tuning in. Salam, your loyal son, listening from Dowenya. Salam, good evening, and Afishiapa. William Asante says, most definitely I'm repping on the 25th. My good old sister, Eugenia Sintimedi, Eugenia Tevi, says I'm tuned in. Nana Yajindo, Queen Mother of Nungwa, Ghana. Not Tashi Nungwa, this is by the Ivory Coast border. Nana Yajindo, Queen Mother of Nungwa, is tuned in. Emmanuel Ashley, Stanbic Bank, you're tuned in. Old Blowby. Abeku, my son, is still on the ones and twos. He has no choice. He has to be tuned in. Live and direct.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Clarissa, your ardent listener, is doing the listening at New Wager. Good evening. Good evening, Clarissa. Hi, I'm tuned in from Dansuman, Nana Equia Crunchy Sampa. we start the way we start. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know I'll say that again. I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, which is buzzing this Christmas. Well, it could be the last opinion for the year, and what a journey it has been. But see how far the Lord has brought us. Folks, today I am filled with joy, yet a bit anxious, a little worried, and very much afraid. Because I may not be able to confront the truth, as brazen as I am. I may not be able to confront the truth. Our topic today is 2020, if in 2020. And I'm sure you're wondering, what if? What's it about 2020? Simple topic, but very, very scary subject. Now, the only thing, as I normally say, sometimes on certain topics, I wish the likes of the Utumfo or the Osajifo will raise it so that other platforms will carry it so that it becomes a national debate. And this is certainly one of them. If in the year 2020. Lizier is listening from Valley View University. Abigail from Adenta. If in the year 2020. Folks, about 2 years ago, I did a show warning us that 2020 was only 2 years away. And we cannot as a nation face it with poverty, disease, and ignorance. At the time, it may have been too far-fetched. 2 years was too far. We have developed a culture where we don't think beyond breakfast. So 2 years... well, we have a week to go. A week and a day. What has been our story? Not the pigeonhole methods of looking at things. Not the let's pick the lowest common denominator so that we compare. Let's pick some really short height and stand by it so that we stand tall and become giants. No. Folks, let's stand back and take a deep breath, get a holistic view. Since the days of Adam to the year 2020, what has been our true story? As Ghanaians, as Gold Coasters, as people who live close to the center of earth, as whoever we are here, what has been our story? Now, I don't know if I should remind you of what other countries set as a target for 2020. I did that on the other show. Now, I'm so embarrassed. Maybe I've also accepted the mediocre culture. Because it's too disheartening and probably unrealistic considering how low we have sunk. Folks, we have sunk so low that even the basics are unachievable to us. And so I can't come and sit here and say, well, the Chinese are trying to send an unmanned spacecraft to moon. Really? We have even patched the pothole. How do I come on air and say, well, the Chinese are going on the moon, with a manless robot or manless rocket? It is too far-fetched and unrealistic, and indeed I may sound mad. Maybe they may take the airtime from me. Say, no, you're wasting airtime. But that is it. Folks, we must be ready for a major cultural and administrative revolution. We must be ready to bite a bullet at least. And most importantly, we must be ready to say that we are sacrificing for the next generation. We should be planting trees to give shade to the unborn. Folks, this is it. Asa, we have no other options. Zero. And I can say this on all authority. That's it. We must be ready to bite at least a bullet. We must be ready for an administrative and cultural revolution. We should sacrifice for the next generation. We should be planting trees to make shade for even those who are yet to be born. And I'm telling you this on all authority. We have no other option. If in 2020, folks, you see drivers on the shoulders of the road in the least traffic that comes, you see drivers still on the shoulders of the road. If you see a collapsing, heavy laden truck go past 3-4 police checkpoints and you're wondering, how did this car even make the journey to here, let alone going through police checkpoints? If we continue to slaughter 2,000 people on the roads just for trying to commute, that's all, just sitting in the car from N1 to Malam is one of the most dangerous things you can do in the whole world. Check the statistics. Just sitting in the car from the mall to Malam on the N1 is one of the dangerous things you can do in the whole world. The last time I checked the statistics, you are safer in Iraq, where the Taliban are there to kill you. You're much safer. And that's it, just the N1. Folks, if in 2020, the youth who are educated and are online resort to instant insults, aggressive, non-compromise instead of intellectual engagement. Folks, it's gone on even those days when people used to hide behind, the internet and, say all sort of things. Today, they use their own social media platforms with their name and pictures and insult anyone and everyone. If in 2020, that is still our thinking. Folks, if in 2020 we still think that it's God that looks after our children, our responsibility is just to have sex and litter. That's our part we play in the role of children. Just have sex and make the babies. As to what they eat, sleep, their protection, everything, God will handle that. If that is our thinking. Folks, I'm sure you are getting the picture I am painting, because if we frame it, it will have no place on the wall of 2020. Folks, if we frame this picture, there's nowhere on the wall of 2020 that you can place it. Folks, with the political talk going on today, all I hear is that he slapped you 5 times and I slapped you 3 times, and so I am better off. He slapped you 5 times, I slapped you 3, so I am better off. But guess what? They're slapped. We who are slapped, I say, yes, it's true. He only slapped us 3, so he's better. Jesus Christ, in 2020, we should be asking, why should you slap me at all? Regardless of whether it was 1, 2, or half, you should not slap me. And so if you are in the political, if you are in the leadership role, you are serving us. Folks, in 2020, if a convoy of 25, up to 4, sometimes up to 40 luxury vehicles drive to your village and tells you that, hold on, because your ambulance is on its way coming. In 2020, if you have a whole fleet of luxury cars coming into your village to assure you that, don't worry, because your ambulances are coming. And you say, yes, they've made us a promise, the ambulances are coming, hooray. Then we are in massive trouble. Folks, then we are in a huge mess. Folks, in 2020, if all politicians think as Siamese twins. Even Siamese twins disagree. I mean, I watched a documentary on Siamese twins and they were always disagreeing. I mean, their heads were stuck together, but they were disagreeing. They did not agree to everything. Their heads are stuck together. Siamese twins with their heads stuck together. I mean, they were even dating two different people. Can you imagine? I watched a documentary. They had separate boyfriends. You know, and they disagreed. But not in the Ghanaian parliament. They are more than the Holy Trinity. I and my Father are one. Not representing, nothing to represent the people who have sent them there to represent, but just the interest of the party. If in 2020, you and I don't recognize that these guys are in it for themselves and not for the people they are representing, we are doomed. Folks, where the world is now, if we don't bite this bullet, if we don't sit back and say enough is enough, and continue to build this culture of absolute freedom with no responsibility, free. The opposite, just all you have to do is just promise to vote for me. If you and I build on this culture, then this is what I was very afraid of. That we must come to a point, maybe on 6 March, whoever is the president mount the state and tell us that Ghana, we are finished. On the 6th of March, whoever mounts that podium should be brave enough to tell us, Joe, ya bregu. Because that is the truth. Folks, that is the absolute truth. It is very painful. It is very hard. But you can tell me otherwise. Maybe you can tell me otherwise. Maybe you can point directions. Say, oh, Nana, these people did it and that people did it and they succeeded. So let us continue on this path and we shall also make it. Folks, we are coming to the end of the road. The speed with which information is coming now, it's nothing that we could ever imagine. And with this speed, where information is now the name of the game, we have put all this information aside and we are building an industry of superstition. We are building an industry of witchcraft. And so if in 2020 we continue to believe that it is only in Ghana and Africa where the devil and the Satan seems to live happy. Everywhere you go, the Satan doesn't seem to feature much enough. We are constantly battling against the enemy. The enemy, you cannot eat a sandwich without the enemy trying to attack the sandwich. And we have built a negative, evil spirit around us that it is coming to be. If we don't have this revolution of culture, mind revolution, to try and break these shackles, which will take many years, but at least we should start, then folks, with the same bravery and ignorance that we accept these things, we must use the same bravery and ignorance to say, we are finished. Because trust me, in 2020, what people have set themselves to do in their countries, which I am almost ashamed to say because it is so far-fetched. Folks, we are trying to still fix potholes. And as we speak today, if in 2020 there's not a research team in place to find out what is a way to reduce the cost of roads by maybe 60%, if we are not doing that, Joe, we are finished. We are done. Yeah, we are finished. If our educational system is going to run parallel to our developmental agenda, so that when we are dead. I said that one time and I got in trouble. All the developmental agenda in the country at the moment, which is superb by all standards, it's superb. But guess what? They are about 85%, 95% skills-based agenda. Farming, factories, bauxite, railway, they are all skills-based. Guess what our education is doing? Clerical arts and business. And so you ask yourself, if in 2020 we are churning out clerical students, grade A clerical students, and in the same year we are churning out skills-based policies, I am asking you, who is going to fulfill those policies? Folks, we need to put the brakes on. There's a lady that keeps calling my show all the time, and he says, Nana, we need to hit the reset button. Nana, we need to hit the reset button. Maybe this is it. We need to pause and hit the reset button. You and I know the president has got imperial powers. The president of Ghana is like God, literally, next to God. That's how much power the president has. You and I know it doesn't work. Let us come together and put the brakes on. Let's get some thinkers in a room and start thinking. Because if it's business as usual, then folks, we are done. Let's get a big sign, put it in Kotoka, that says closed. Let us auction the town and put it to probably the lowest bidder. Because it can't be that we here at the center of the earth, blessed beyond belief, would produce these results. But somebody said, is there any glimmer of hope? Yes, there's a glimmer of hope. And I say, with all our faults, with all our upside downs, Christians and Muslims in this country live side by side, peacefully, to the point where the chief imam on his 100th birthday will go to a Catholic church to celebrate. I mean, it is nothing more heavenly than that. There's nothing more divine than that. That's heavenly. That Christians and Muslims will live side by side. That different tribes can get married. Shantis will get married to Fantis, Fantis married to Gans, Gans get married to Ewes. No problem. That is a plus. And guess what? We still have some goodwill. There's some spirit in here where within the west coast of Africa, whatever it is, one of the most valuable identities to have is the Ghanaian identity. Folks, so at least we have a leverage to stand on. Folks, at least all is not lost. Because you could have all this good intention, and if you don't have peace, you cannot even think about it. So here we are with all the peace in the world. Folks, let us be bold to bite our bullet. For if in 2020 is business as usual, we are gone. You may think otherwise. You may think of other things which you think, well, Nana, if we continue to do these things, defecate outside in 2020, pour rubbish in the drain in 2020, it's 0302 216 541. Text messages are 0244 340 437. WhatsApp messages 0244 340 437. Zero 0302 216 541. All is not lost. But can we sacrifice for the next generation? Can we start planting trees for shades for even those who are not yet born? my opinion today. Okay, let me see. Who's my first caller?
No, this is Pakojo.
Pakojo, let me hear you.
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
Merry Christmas in advance.
Same to you, my brother.
Nana, if in 2020 we cannot be bold enough to tell our leaders in their faces, politely, but very strongly, that they are wrong in some of the things and the decisions they make, then we are doomed, Nana. Nana, we have always heard our leaders say that agriculture is the mainstay, is the backbone of the economy. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Yep.
So when a president came and asked that we should stop studying agricultural science and rather put it under integrated science, we should have been bold enough to tell the person that that is wrong. Today, are we not trying to encourage the youth to go into agriculture?
Yep.
Are we not?
We are.
Why are we always putting the cart before the horse? If we know we are a developing country and we know that agriculture is a mainstay, why would we push agricultural science and integrated science? When indeed they are two different subjects, Nana. This is what we are afraid to tell our leaders in the face. I am not saying that we should insult our elders, but something must be bold to bite the bullet, to borrow your words. Nana, if in 2020 we are not able to do this, whether it's MPP, NDC, QRZ, whatever, then we are doomed indeed. Good evening and God bless you.
Good evening to you too. 0302-216-541. Nana, we are in great trouble when one politician will spend 1.9 million cedis on refreshment, while some roads, hospitals, schools only need 1,000, to get something fixed there. We are surely finished. This is Mike from Ho. Mike, good evening. Let me say good evening to Charles Mousy, who is tuned in. It's really a pity the way politicians run our country. Our attitude towards things are really bad. I will not exclude anybody. We all at fault. It's time we change the way we do things. This is Abigail Cranting at Adenta. Good evening, Abigail. This one says, Nana, you do all. This is Eben in Japan. In my jurisdiction. Okay, let's go to the phones. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana Ansah Kwao. This is Edmond from Awoshi.
Edmond, let me hear you.
Yes, in fact, today is the first time I'm ever getting into your program.
Good.
But I want to say that this country, what we lack is plan. And if you say plan, I think it's a lot of English. I wish I could just say it in three, but I was at Otabel's church, Mr. Otabel's church, about 10 years ago, and he preached about how to develop a nation. I wish the rest of this country will go and get that tape and listen and make some notes out of it. Now, like you initially described, building a nation requires that we bring people together, get them one identity, and there are steps. In fact, the next step we can say is that individuals are selfish, so then there must be law, order, and regulations to guide people. Then you find resources to implement these laws or the regulations that you said. We use ordinary police officers and field officers, but now there's technology. You can use IT, to do those things instead of hiring so many people. I'll give you a typical example. People travel, but they don't. I don't know whether they learn or you go look at things and come gossip about. But my little experience in traveling, one lesson I learned from one country is that let's take the ministries. Let's put cameras in all government offices, but in the streets over there. Let's do this for a year. and the results will be replicated in other parts of the country. You talk about and whatever they did, who announced freedom on the Independence Day. That was not wrong. But in every generation, there are gems that are supposed to be born, right? Nkrumah was one on its own. I don't know. I'm just waiting to see another right now to carry the nation to the next level.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much there, Nana. I hope heaven doesn't admit any Ghanaian politician. The moment they enter there, the rest be assured that heaven will be like Ghana, clueless, directionless, with self-rewarding leaders. Anthony Marcosby, good evening. And it's 0302216541. That's a painful one, I know. It's a very, very painful one, I know. Because just in a week's time, folks, if it's just say to say then the world has just left us behind. Then the world is just gone, folks. We are just gone. Because by now, in all things being equal, America, Australia, UK, Germany should be here literally begging us to come to their country. They should be begging us to come to their country. But here we are, queuing up outside their embassies as though we are slaves. Some walking across the desert, trekking across the desert just to get away from here. 2020. If this is our mentality, surely, if this is our mentality, will there ever be a time that we realize that dream that we always talk about? Who's on the phone, please?
This is John, Nana.
John, let me hear you.
Nana, well done. But one time or almost every time we talk about these things and we come back to square one, I will say the media, if you and all the morning show hosts and those who come in the afternoon can pinpoint and tell the politicians you are wrong, I can also say very soon Ghana will change. But they are like, they don't want to bring their money. They are not straightforward. Whether they will be criticized, whether they will be condemned, or I don't know. But I can say the media has power also to change Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we are definitely not excluded. Nana, I am so moved by your sentiments, my sentiments you're sharing. But are we ready as the people of this beloved country to pay heed to this nice clarion call of yours? Good evening. This is John Bosco, UEW South Campus. Good evening. But who is on the phone, please? Oh, the line dropped. Hello, try and call back 0302 216 541. Try and give me a call back. This one says, Nana, our leaders, do they listen to your program? You're doing well. This is Clemens from Tema. Clemens, once you listen to me, I'm home and dry. I'm home and dry. Maybe I'm too passionate. Maybe I'm overly passionate over this topic. But you see, folks, it is not what I, Nana Ansah Kwao, will do or what you will do that earns you that respect. It is what collectively we all do. So that when you arrive somewhere. Hello, who's on the phone?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Kobna. I'm calling from Medina.
Kobna, let me hear you.
Okay, Nana. What you are saying is so true and very true. I believe by the year 2020, Ghanaians should be celebrating by now, because I quite remember there was something called Agenda 2020.
Yeah, Vision 2020.
Vision 2020. Sorry. Mm-hmm. And I'm asking, what happened to it?
Your guess is as good as mine.
It's a pity. I quite remember Paula Jumotri or Danadazi interviewed the Archbishop, and he made a statement that he thinks it's about time these two political parties would put aside their differences, come together, form a national coalition, and say we are giving ourselves 20 years. For the next 20 years, you will come in 5 years, I'll come in 5 years, and we would work together to develop this country or get this country to where we want it to get to. And I believe that is a very brilliant idea which every citizen of this country should consider, or we should lay to our leaders to consider that, because we've been doing this NDC NPP thing since 1992, and it's not working.
Brother, I couldn't agree with you more. It's one of the bitter truths that we are unable to bite. But for a young house so strongly divided, hoping to build itself, only God knows why we think the way we think. But who's on the phone, please?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm Julius.
Julius, let me
calling from Hokwe. Please, this is my first time of calling to your program. I actually have really enjoyed your presentation tonight.
Thank you.
I hope that the youth will really listen to the sentiments you are bringing out. This actually represents the generality of what is happening in our country. And I believe that if we can listen to these words of wisdom from you, the country will change. Because, believe you me, read on the net and the insults, the things people say against elderly. This time there is no respect for elderly in our country. People do not respect the elderly at all. People do not respect authority. The youth gets up and insult anybody at any time. I pray that we keep hearing these things and they go down our moral fiber, then we change for the better. Thank you very much. God bless you, Nana.
God bless you too for your wise contributions. My name is Alex Kojo Asamoah. I think we should, as individual and collectively put our country first in all that we do. Be faithful and do work, service well. Says thanks Kojo. That's the thing. You see, nobody is born with the knowledge to love any country, to do and work that country. You must be taught, and that's why we owe it to the young ones. We need to teach them to love Ghana, because you cannot be born and say I love Ghana. Love Ghana, saying how do you even know this is Ghana? How do you know you were born in Switzerland? Unless you get to a certain age. But by the time you realize that this is Ghana, this is Switzerland, or wherever it is that you find yourself growing, we should condition you to love it. We should condition children to look forward to Hamatan. I mean, look at, people looking forward to White Christmas. Do you know White Christmas? I mean, absolutely freezing cold. The snow comes, it melts, and the whole place is chaka. And yet it says White Christmas. And so they look forward to White Christmas. Why can't we look forward to a Hamatan Christmas? It's conditioning of the mind. Who would want to live in a freezer for Christmas? But they do, because from childhood, they've been told that it's the best thing since sliced bread. We should start conditioning the young ones, Alex, so that individually and collectively we shall love this country. Hello, who's talking to me?
I want to Kwesi, Nana.
Kwesi, let me hear you.
Nana, I want to ask this question. Do politicians listen to your show, please?
I hope so.
Because if they really listen, but now this country, should have changed also. I'm very surprised. I used to listen to the political talk show in the morning. Initially, I wasn't having BP. I wasn't having a blood pressure. But for the past 2 months, when I go to hospital, my blood pressure has, gone up also. Because of that, I'll start listening to this political talk show. It's very disturbing. Nana, it's very disturbing. I don't know what is going on in this country. Don't know. I'll sort of waste, Nana. So what is going on? Do you really have leaders, or we have? Do we have leaders, or maybe we have prevaricating leaders? It's very disturbing. Oh, God should rescue this country.
God has done what he can do. Now it's our turn. Nana, I always ask myself this question. Are Ghanaians ready for development? We need a whole psychological reawakening. Remember when people stood up because the Adenta overpass, because of the Adenta overpass, something was done about it. If we still sit aloof, I'm sorry, Ghana ain't changing. K from Westland. K, I like your first one. I like your statement. But if you are going to part two, after they built the overpass, guess what? People walked directly under it. I saw a woman with a baby on her back carrying something directly underneath the overpass crossing. And I said, welcome to Ghana. You know what? They want everything free. As for responsibility, do not come knocking on my door. Give me everything for free. Hospital, schools, roads, everything. Just give it to me on a silver platter. But dare not come and knock on my door and ask me to exercise the good rights as a pedestrian or as a citizen. No. And the politician, because he wants his vote every 4 years, says, no problem. You can have it for free. You don't owe me back anything. All you have to do is that come 4 years, you keep me in power. Folks, in 2020, how do we go forward with this thinking? Hello, and who's talking to me?
Yeah, good evening. I'm Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi, let me hear you.
Just like you said, we need a total overhaul of our minds to make this place a better one. Mm-hmm. You see, the thing is, we are used to doing the wrong thing in this country to the extent that the wrong has become the right thing. So right now that we are trying to make us do the right thing, we are finding the right thing rather the wrong one. That's our problem in this country. Now the thing is, the people at the top are scared of making the system work, because immediately they try it, then people will start screaming, we won't vote for you, and we voted for you, and da. So they get scared. Because they are doing all this because of the next election, they will also stop. And we will keep going astray over and over and over again. So before this nation will work, what we need is a government that wouldn't care of whether he's winning the next election or not, but will make the system work. That is the only way forward. Because this nation, and what I've seen, just like the bridge you said, I was sitting in a car, I saw somebody crossing just another bridge. I called a person and told them, so can't you see that there's a bridge? The person was insulting me, asking me that is in my business. People like this is the behavior that's not making this country grow. We should line them up. This one, we don't have to take them to the police station or court or whatever. Let them weep. Let them sweep in their ties. You know what pains me is the elderly ones with gray hairs. Some of them will be driving their cars and they will be behaving like the educated ones. Those are the people who misbehave like this. Let's line them up. Sweep, weep there for like 3 hours. Delay them for wherever they are going, and they will change. Force must be applied now. Force must be applied.
I kind of agree with you, but you know what? My friends in the media will turn around and hey, human face, human rights. This we would suddenly turn around and say, no, you can't do that. You must apply this. And then you ask yourself, folks, I am not for human rights abuse. No. But if some whip is not cracked, if some sternness is not introduced into that system, and everything is going to be what? Courts. You catch somebody this and they call courts and this and that. Joe, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. Where everybody, blatantly breaks the law and stands there, take me to court. You can't build a nation like that. So I urge my friends in the media that sometimes you must support the right thing to be done. Who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother. Who are you?
My name is Michael.
Michael, let me hear you.
I'm calling from Mamobi.
Mm-hmm.
Please, I have a serious issue this morning. I've been looking up something.
I can barely hear you, Michael.
I'm saying that I've had an issue, and since morning, I've been trying to get a contact to discuss this issue with. So I wish somehow I can get your number offline, or anybody at Joy FM I could discuss this issue with. It has to do with Rage Hospital.
Okay, so Abeku will pick the call now, yeah? and give your number to Abeku so that one of us will call you, yeah? So Abeku will call you. Let me say good evening to Kafuide, who did an excellent MCing job at the Gold Coast Classic Car Club at the Royal Saint Hotel. That was on Saturday. It was fantastic, man. You should see some of these cars that these guys brought. I mean, you could tell how much passion and how much maintenance has gone in there, displaying all their cars with pride. And Kafuide was there, doing a very good job. Orlando Baita, Vice President, oh my God, it was getting orgasm and all the all the metals there, proper petrol head. So well done to you, Orlando Baita. Orlando may be in Dumasa on the 25th too. And Kafuide, you did a good job. Nana, you have said it all. All that you said this evening, 100% true. On social media, people who have no respect for the elderly just post insult without thinking of the implication. It's a pity the younger generation disrespect everyone on social media. Tell them that. They will soon grow and still bear their names. You, that's you. This is Clarissa. It is frightening, folks. That the culture of insult, the culture of attack, and they are so lazy to read. So and my friends in the media now too, we are obsessed with sensation. Hello, who am I talking to? Hello.
You are speaking to Kote.
Kote, let me hear you.
Yes, Nana. Our politicians, they think we are all fools. But they don't know they are just caricatures. They are playing with the life of Ghana. They wake up in the morning, they come, they say all kinds of things to people. Is this what Ghanaians want? Is this what Ghana is going to be in the next 40 years? Are we thinking of our children? Is this what they have for us? I don't know. My opinion is the politicians should all go home and some other younger ones should come in.
Thank you very much. And let's say in 2020, my colleague chiefs, double sales of land. I am for chiefs, reverence, chiefs of all reverence, lying. I am for it intro. Can you imagine? Chiefs in such a reverend position, people give you honor and respect that you don't even deserve. The polystyrene cup effect. Sell a land to Kojo, sell it to Hama, sell it to Kwesi. Gone. Chiefs, when investments are coming onto their land, instead of going to get a stake in the investment that's coming on their land, give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. They take the money, boom, forget about those who are on board. And you ask yourself, if your ancestors had done that, where would you have been a chief? There's a big investment coming on your land, and you want money for the land. Excuse me, but how stupid is that? A permanent major investment is coming on your land and you want money for the land? I'm sorry. You are ignorant. I'm sorry, but you're stupid. Get 3%, get 5%, get a stake in the business. So that every month when they cash in, yeah, the kakra bro, when you die and go on, the next chief comes, they will remember you that you were the one who brought this. Children, teachers in the vicinity, everybody will benefit. But Debbie. Shikon, assassino, chiefs. So if in 2020, this is how chiefs are thinking. And listen here. But folks, all too soon, all good things come to an end. But as I said, and this is my plea, those of you who are friends with my wife on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, please, you need to send a big thank you on my behalf. She has done me so proud today. Tomorrow I'm going to make my way to the Republic. I'm going to start doing chiefly things after all the chaos. And I'm happy I wasn't there today because the children were just touching my walls. I hate children touching my walls. So you know what? It was a good thing I wasn't there. Just touch the walls and go. Because when I'm there, I'll just be shouting, Why do kids like touching walls like that? Forever painting this place. But guess what? It was such a... Oh my God. Well, and say congratulations to Osajifo Osiadeyo Ajiman Bedu and Odeneho Equia Feni for celebrating their 20th anniversary on the Doma Hinkros 2. The Doma and the Akwamu, stew are literally twins. And once upon a time, there was a confrontation. Half of the town wanted Kakra, half wanted Penny. So Kakra, the Queen Mother and Kakra left. And they settled at Doma, and the Akwamu settled at present-day Akwamu. And so the Akwamu Hine and the Doma Hine are twins. A little history there for today. And so we say congratulations for 20 years on this tour. And say Afishiapatu to my own paramountcy, Nana Ansah Kwao IV the third, and Nana Afra Kuma the second, great king and great queen of the great Akwamu land. My name is Nana Ansah Kwao IV. Next time you hear from me will be 2020. And my God, I hope to God that we will be counted in the human race. Hope to God that we would have gotten rid of all our hypocrisy, all our pretense, and that we'll be able to confront the truth, hit the reset button, bite the bullet and believe that we say enough is enough and start building for those who are not even yet unborn. That and only that will give us the Ghana we want. But for all of you who have followed and listened since 2013, and I know there's so many silent listeners out there, I can't tell you how much I love you, because other than that, they would have sacked me. Folks, in 2020, come June, July, we cannot come and turn on the mic here and say, oh, it rained and it flooded and 2 people are gone. We cannot say that in 2020. And to me, Abeku has always been on the ones and twos. He's my son and I love him dearly. Folks, over and out. Stay tuned.